Hey everybody, Questwise here, and today I want to talk about this Vigilante City. This is by Bloat Games. This is the deluxe collab. What was this called? The limited edition box set. Now there's been some other unbox. This is brand new. This is like just hit the Kickstarter backers, and it's there are some other unboxings out there. So if you want to see what's in the box set, you want to see what's in Vigilante City, go ahead and check those out. I know Ivan Mike has as an unboxing he's done over there, shows you what's in it and stuff as well too. I wanted to talk about the game itself today a little bit. I wanted to give you kind of my review of the product itself and what the game is and what the game isn't. As you may all know, I do work for Bloat Games, but I had a very minimal impact on this game itself. I wrote one small part of it, and it was just a Scion class for the book itself. But there were many other collaborators on this project that I was really, really excited to work with. And so I'm very proud of being a part of this thing. But I want to tell you that I'm going to give you my basically objective review of this product. Because I only did really interact with this game as a very small part in creating one of the classes itself. First of all, I have to say, if you were lucky enough to get one of the limited edition box sets, it's beautiful. It is really beautiful, and I think that Eric and Josh and the rest of the crew who put this all together with Runehammer as well too, with all the artwork and the layout of this thing, they are really big fans. They are huge OSR lovers of that type of game, and they know what it is to have a quality product and what it is that people who also love those types of things are looking for. And so when they brought this box set out, it's above and beyond anything that I had really imagined. The box itself is gorgeous and has artwork on every single side, including the back. A brief description of what this is. The box itself is a side open flap, pops the entire thing open. It's thick, it's sturdy. Even the inside of the box is colored. It's black. It's not just a generic box. This was a lot of thought that went into this box, and it's very heavy duty, and it's going to stand a lot of abuse as well too. But like I said, if you want to see all the sort of contents of the box, or anything that the game has to offer, check out one of those other videos as well. Just want to spread the love a little bit. What I want to talk about today, though, is the contents of the two books that make up the game itself. Now, because I have a copy of the limited edition box set, these are sort of the variant covers, as you will. This is sort of the player's guide. I would call this the core rule book, and this is more of the game master's guide here. Everything you need to play, though, is in this particular guide itself. This is the core rule book. It says everything you'll need to run the game for years in here. What is this game? What would I describe it? We're talking about this. There's a history behind Vigilante City, and let me give that to you just very briefly. Long ago, Eric created a game called Vigilante Hack, which is a game that was based on the Black Hack by David Black. If you're a fan of the OSR movement, you'll know all about the Black Hack. And he brought a lot of really unique innovations to the OSR movement and OSR style games that a lot of other people have taken and tried to emulate. And what Eric Bloat did was he took the idea and made a superhero game, but a vigilante super. So we're talking street level superheroes here. We're talking like Batman and Robin and those Daredevil and the Punisher. Those types of heroes. Heroes who don't really they're using their intellect and their wisdom and their strength of arms to fight crime. With that being said, that game was it had a game master's guide, it had a core rulebook, and also had a supplement which I was honored to be able to write called Sanctuary Asylum, which is sort of just a supplement that added a bunch of new stuff to the game as well too. But then they did a Kickstarter for the Make 100 project, which collected them all into one core book instead of 3 small booklets. With that evolution, Eric took the idea and brought the Vigilante hack into his rule set that he's created, the thing that he's conglomerated over time of the Survive This line, and created Vigilante City. So he stepped away from what a clone of the Black Hack, created his own system and created this. This emulates not only just the Vigilante hack with street level superheroes, but if you want to, it also includes a ton of other, basically every kind of superhero you've ever imagined. I would compare this to something like, and I know this was a big influence of Eric's because we've talked about this before, I would compare this to Heroes Unlimited by Palladium Books. With one caveat. I think that this might be better. I don't know if if I'm allowed to say that kind of thing, because I am a huge Palladium Books fan, and Heroes Unlimited was the very first superhero game I ever played. But I feel like what Eric has going on here is a lot more accessible, and it's also very OSR encapsulated, meaning that if you've ever played any other sort of D20 OSR game, you're going to be able to step right into this and understand it very, very well. He's also added some tweaks and touches to this that really make the game feel very heroic and very cinematic and very awesome. If you wanted to emulate something like the Avengers, you could very well do it kind of thing in here. If you wanted to do Batman, you want to emulate that kind of thing, you could definitely do that with this here. The great thing about this too is he's also created his own universe, which I think is very, very important to a superhero game. Generic superhero games are really, in my mind, my personal opinion, are kind of hard to pull off, because you're given a bunch of set of stuff, but to create your own sort of world of superheroes, I guess if you really wanted to, you could, but it's difficult, especially to get a really good world sort of created for those kinds of a thing, established kind of villains and settings and all this kind of crazy stuff. Bloat Games has done that all for you. There are some amazing characters and stuff in here, teams that you can be a part of, and then if you grab the Game Master's Guide, there's a wealth of amazing villains. I have read through this once, and I there's so much great stuff in here. There's so many great villains, and there's a lot of fan content in here as well too. Part of the Kickstarter thing was you create your own hero and or villain and have it put into the back of this book, and there's tons of them, and they're awesome. And there's a full setting guide on the back of this book. I'll show it the right side up. I always do this backwards. There's the whole city here, and it's all detailed out in the book, section by section, district by district, from gangs and minor power bases and corporations, and then where the villains' holds and stuff are. They're all in here, and they're all really awesome, and they're all illustrated by Runehammer. So if you're a fan of Runehammer's art, you're gonna love this stuff. It's very encapsulating. It's very awesome, and I think this is a great addition to the superhero market that's out there right now. Now, I will admit, while Heroes Unlimited was one of my favorite superhero games, I wasn't a fan of Mutants and Masterminds. Just didn't like it. I enjoyed Silver Age Sentinels a little bit. There's a bunch of them out there. I really liked Marvel Superheroes, the original box set back from the 80s and stuff. And I think that there's a lot of those influences in these books, and I know that there is, because I've talked to Eric about this before too. So if you ever wanted to run a superhero game, I think this might be the game for you, because it pulls in from all the best superhero games that are out there, the role-playing games that sort of that have influenced Eric and stuff. If you're a fan of that kind of stuff, if you're a fan of the kind of stuff I like, you're gonna love this game. Now, like I said, the box set I think was only a Kickstarter kind of exclusive thing. But you can definitely buy these, or you will be able to soon, once all the Kickstarter backers get their stuff. But you'll be able to get this very soon. If you happen to be local to the northern Michigan area, or happen to be in northern Michigan during Memorial Day weekend for the Cherry Capital Comic Con, I will be there representing Bloat Games and Questwise. the channel here on YouTube, and I will be running this as a after hours game in the lobby as well. So if you want to check out some cool superhero action, stop by, and if you're going to be in the area for that kind of thing. But I don't think you can go wrong with this Vigilante City. There are a wealth of different options in here that are just amazing and blow my mind. And like I said, I only got to see a small portion of it when it was being created. Like initially, I was given the copy of the PDF later to read over, but because there was so many people and they're sort of designing it from their own kind of perspective, like they had their own thing that they had to section to work on. Well, I worked on just the Scion class. I didn't know what the other people were working on, and so Eric and Josh were able to bring all those things together and make them, fit to survive this line, and blend them all together very well. So there's a great continuity here. But I didn't get to see any of that until I actually got the thing. But to actually look at it in the book is phenomenal, and there's some great options in here. One of my things that really blows me away, and this is really cool, is that several of these character classes have lots of options. So the anthropomorphic animal, anthropomorphs, think Ninja Turtles, that kind of stuff. There's a huge number of options. I'm talking, the anthropomorphs alone have 100 different options, all unique, all distinct, all different. There's also the powers for the mystic. There's 100 different ones of those. So there's a wealth of options in here. You're never going to run into characters that are just cookie cutter. They're going to be very distinct from one another, and they're just amazing sort of reimaginings of things that you're very familiar with. Now also note that you can run this just as a street level thing. It's sort of separated out in here between sort of regular heroes, regular vigilantes, and meta-humans, or mega-humans. I always get that messed up. Eric, I apologize if I screwed it up. Let me look at it here. I know that one's acceptable and the other one's mega-humans, not meta-humans. So if you wanted to play a street-level superhero, just regular, average, everyday vigilantes, you can do that. Things like street preachers, true vigilantes, the proteges, which are sidekicks, that kind of stuff. The martial artists, those are all in here, and you can run the whole game just doing that sort of street level thing. But you can also add in those things above and beyond, the Borgs, the mutants, the anthropomorphs, the scions, the mystics, all that kind of stuff. You can add in and you want, and it all works very seamlessly. The other thing that's really cool about the Game Master's Guide is that it gives you, while it gives you a full setting of a city and stuff in there to play in, it also gives you some cool dice drop tables. It gives you some other great things on how to create sort of neighborhoods within. It gives you a lot of room to play within the city and stuff as well too. So, Vigilante, survive this Vigilante City. Go and check this out. I'm not sure when exactly it's going to hit the street. It might be out now. I believe you probably can buy the PDF on Drive-Thru RPG already. But you're going to want to know about these books too, because they're beautiful and they're big and they're nice glossy pages. That's something that Eric's been really pushing for lately is the high gloss, or I guess they're not high gloss, semi gloss pages, but they're nice and they're thick and they're sturdy and they're very well produced. So until next time, I'm Questwise and I'm out.